She's like, yeah, this is like my own body, the intelligence, the innate intelligence, whatever. She's very godly, very God-fearing, God-believing. So it made sense to her at that moment. She used that 21 days of just drinking her own urine and water, and that's it. She goes back, the cyst has disappeared. So she, through and through, she always taught us, don't believe in anything, question everything. Your health is your responsibility. Do not ever outsource your health to anyone, unless it makes sense to you, unless you're desperate and you still have to see 5 opinions before you settle for something. So that belief actually led us to these journeys. But at 62 years old, she's experiencing massive memory loss. She's experiencing kidney stones. And I'm like, what is happening? So we started deep research. We're now biohackers. We're the directors and producers. And we've done all this testing, mold test, parasite test, blood test, and everything is checking out. But she's just sluggish and memory loss. Turns out 25 complications in her mouth. 16 of them were root canals, dead teeth sitting on a pile of metal, basically, and metal posts with metal caps. So these are 2 different types of metals that are consistently giving you galvanic shock because you're constantly around EMF and Wi-Fi. That attracts that too. And just the bacteria. Yesterday we removed the remainder of her cavitations, which is basically the dirty ponds that were left inside of your mouth. When they do an extraction, right, they take a tooth out, but they don't cleanse the area properly. They don't really ozonate and red light therapy and laser therapy and put a bone graft to pack it in like cement. They kind of give you a gauze and then you leave, right? But in this case, they put you on a bone healing protocol, pre-surgery, post-surgery. It takes you about a year to get one tooth extracted and replaced with ceramic.
There's a scene in the film where her first surgery with the same Dr. Jay Gandhi, they removed one of those metal on metal things, little mold in it. Like
no, a lot of mold, gangrene. She's living with all of this. Yeah. And turns out after all the abuse that she was getting from just her mouth, we went to a brain rewiring expert, Dr. Douglas and Dr. Tiff. They're a couple together. We went to Santa Barbara, and they checked her brain levels, and she had a lot of brain atrophy. So can you imagine all that metal is consistently abusing your brain? So everything was happening here. Thank God everything was like clean here. We rewired her brain, which meant taking her brain to the gym, constantly giving her this pulse electro. I can't even tell you what they were doing. I didn't really study it, but she came out of it almost speaking some English.
She looks 10 years younger.
She looks 10 years younger.
Wow.
Everything is gone out of her mouth. We replaced it with ceramic bone graft material, which is called Inroad. We found that that was the best one. They're featured in our documentary. It absorbs for blood absorption, blood flow, and then ceramic implant, which is the most non-inflammatory implant, and it's very sturdy. They're now proving that it's more strong and sturdy than the metal, and it's got no harmful things happening, and it allows for energy flow. Can you imagine? Because if you have all these other bacteria and metal implants, you don't have meridian flow. So you're just totally blocked. And your teeth are actually connected to some of your organs. So if you have cavitations, bacteria, and mold, they're bleeding into your blood flow and your lymphatics.
I believe it. So I just started going to this place, Smile House, downtown.
They just opened.
Yes.
Yeah, I see them online. Yeah.
And
how are they?
They're great.
Good?
They're great. And they do a really extensive kind of like a mouth mapping, they call it.
Wow.
And,
Cone beam scan.
Yeah, but they do a jaw, a nasal passage, and they're taking out some of the metal fillings that I have in the back from when I was a kid.
Mercury.
Yeah, and I'm like, get that out. Let's redo everything. But there's another great company out of California. Have you heard of, I think it's called Pheno? So it's a little device that you hook up this like mouth guard to, and you stick it in your mouth and it brushes all your teeth. And it's got all those